A very good morning, class 10 students. I welcome you all on this online platform provided by Jagriti Classes. So we are continuing chapter 13th of class 10th, that is magnetic effects of electric current. Okay, so this video lecture is for class 10 students, and we are doing part second, that is this is the second video in the series of chapter 13. So in the previous video lecture, I discussed with you all that what do you mean by magnet? What do you mean by magnetic effects of current? Okay, so we have discussed what is the meaning of magnetic effects of current, and then why this current shows magnetic effect. Then on the basis of nature of material, you can have two kinds of materials. One would be magnetic material, the next one is non-magnetic material. Then we also discussed that this magnetic effects of electric current phenomenon, it was discovered by Hans Christian Ørsted. So how Sir Ørsted gave this phenomena, I told you what experiment he did, then we got observations, and then we discussed the conclusions of the experiment. And I told you that the exact circuit diagram you have to do it from your NCERT textbooks. So now we are at the last. I left the class with the topic magnetic field lines and properties of magnetic field lines. So let's just recap what were magnetic field lines. So magnetic field lines are the imaginary lines which shows the presence of magnetic field. Okay, wherever you have the presence of magnetic field, you can depict it through the presence or through drawing magnetic field lines. Then we discussed certain properties of magnetic field lines. What were the properties? These magnetic field lines, they are present in the form of closed loops. Okay, then I told you that these magnetic field lines, what is their direction? So I told you this is a very important question which comes in exams frequently. The direction of magnetic field lines, whenever you are talking outside the magnet, it is from north to south. But whenever we are talking that direction of field lines inside, it is just the reverse, just the opposite. That is from south pole to the north pole. I hope you remember this diagram which we made in our last class. We took a magnet with its two poles. Outside, the direction was from the north pole to the south pole, whereas inside, these magnetic field lines were moving from south to north. Okay, so if we are talking the direction outside the magnet, it is from north pole to south pole. If we are talking, what are these? These are the magnetic field lines, MFL. And inside the magnet, the direction of MFL is from south pole to north pole. So this is very important. So I thought I should revise it again. And then I told you many other properties that the magnetic field lines, they do not intersect. So this is again a very important question. Why the magnetic field lines do not intersect? So we'll say that if the field lines are intersecting, it means that at a single point, you will have two different directions of magnetic field, and at one single point, two different directions are not possible for magnetic field. In turn, this question is wrong, that this assumption is incorrect that magnetic field lines can intersect. Okay. Then we also discussed that if you have more number and more density, density means closeness. If the magnetic field lines are present close to each other, it means there the magnetic strength is very high. And if the magnetic field lines have much distance or they are far away from each other, it means the magnetic field lines, they are of low strength, okay, or they have low magnetic power in them. Then I also told you if I draw many number of magnetic field lines, it would mean that there the strength is very high, and if less number of magnetic field lines are present, it denotes it has a very lesser strength. And I told you one point in the starting itself that poles have maximum magnetic power compared to the other parts of the magnet. So in turn, you can see these are the diagrams which are depicting various experiments. Okay, what it was done is, we take a magnet here. This is our magnet. This is the north pole, and this you can say as the south pole of the magnet. So you have two different poles of a magnet. Okay, let's take this as the north one. let's suppose this is your north pole and this is the south pole of the magnet. So what we'll see is at the poles, as you can see in the diagram, can you see that many dense lines are originating at the poles? So what we did, we took a magnet having north pole and south pole and we placed many iron fillings around the magnet equally distributed. So these are the iron fillings, very small fine pieces of iron. So we are putting a magnet. Firstly, we put iron fillings and then we put a magnet. A magnet is being placed inside this situation. So what was observed is all these iron fillings which were uniformly spread on the ground or on the table, these iron fillings, they got stick to the magnet. Yes, they will get stick. If this is my magnet and if I am putting iron fillings all over the magnet, then what I would observe is whenever I put a magnet, then all the iron fillings would get accumulated or attracted on the magnetic surface. But their arrangement was most of the iron fillings gathered near the poles. As you can see, many iron fillings were gathered near the poles and very less iron fillings were gathered on the remaining surface. And that too, the direction or the pattern in which they got arranged was in this manner. This signifies that here a magnetic field is present, that is an imaginary area around the magnet where it is able to show its magnetic power, that is to attract iron objects. And here you can see more number of iron fillings got attracted at the poles. This suggests that poles have the highest magnetic power in them compared to the remaining portion of the magnet, and hence you should know that poles have the maximum power of magnetization. So most of the iron fillings were arranged on the poles, near the poles, and that too in a concentric manner, in a circular manner, okay, as it is clear from the diagram. And rest of the iron fillings, because except the poles, the middle portion of the magnet also has magnetic power. Yes, it is lesser compared to the poles, but definitely some amount of magnetic power is present. So some magnetic fillings, they get attracted towards the middle portions of the magnet, and that too they arranged in this manner. If you can see the pattern of arrangement, so it is in this sort of manner. And this represents what we have studied earlier, that is, this showed us, these experiments depicted that why these are present here, because in the magnetic field you have the presence of magnetic lines. Magnetic lines or magnetic field line shows you the direction of field. So in turn it was concluded that the shape of magnetic field lines is in the form of closed circular loops. And that too it was confirmed that their direction is from the north pole towards the south pole, and inside it is from the south to the north. So all these experiments, I hope the properties which I have told you in the previous video class is now clear. So these were the experiments which were performed. This you can also perform at your homes, okay? You take a magnet, you spread many iron fillings, and whenever you will keep the magnet, you will see most of the fillings will get attracted to the corners or to the poles, and very less fillings would be in the middle portions. And that too you can see the fillings would be in a circular manner. So this confirms all the properties of magnetic field. Similar experiment was performed. See, we took a magnet having a north and south pole, and it was observed that iron fillings, they got attracted or they got attached in a certain manner. And this shows us the direction of magnetic field lines, the nature of magnetic field lines in the form of closed circular loops. So I hope this is clear. So this is when you are taking just one individual magnet. That is, if I have just one bar magnet, then the direction would be this. But can you imagine what would be the case if I take two magnets? For one magnet, how we depicted the magnetic field lines? We said that consider this is our bar magnet, and for this magnet the direction of magnetic field lines is from the north pole to the south pole in this manner. And I told you if you draw just this diagram, then this would be not a complete diagram because you have not signified the directions with help of arrows. So magnetic field lines, they move from the North Pole to the South Pole. So the direction would be this. Outside, it should be from north to south. That is, you can say the magnetic field lines, they move away from the North Pole, okay? And the magnetic field lines move inside or they move towards the North Pole. So this is the direction of magnetic field lines, and we can conclude magnetic field lines, I abbreviated them to be the MFL, magnetic field lines. They always move away from North Pole and they move towards the South Pole. These we are taking the conditions, that is the direction of MFL considering the direction outside the magnet. So that these are according to the direction of magnetic field lines outside the magnet. And if I talk about the direction of magnetic field lines inside the magnet, then these are from the south to the North Pole. This is the direction of magnetic field lines inside the magnet, and hence we say they make a continuous closed loop. So you can remember this also. This is again a very important conclusion which will help us in the next topics. So magnetic field lines, we are considering the direction now only outside. So magnetic field lines, whenever we are talking about the direction outside the magnet, then they are moving away from the North Pole and all are moving inside or towards the South Pole. So this is the case, this is the direction which we have when we have just a single magnet with us. But what would be the direction if I place two magnets? This is my first bar magnet and this is the second bar magnet. You all know that we'll be deriving two conclusions from this, which you already know. You just know the conclusions and till now you do not know their explanation. The conclusions are like poles of the magnet, like poles always attract or repel. Correct. Like poles repel each other. And the next conclusion which we know is unlike poles of the magnet, unlike poles always attract each other. So these are the two conclusions. But why these like poles repel each other and the unlike poles are attracting each other? This would be very clear if you draw the direction of magnetic field lines. Like poles, I hope you all understand that north and north, they both repel each other. South and south also run away, that is they repel each other, whereas unlike poles, that is north and south, they attract each other. Here they are repelling and here you can say they attract each other, okay? They'll move towards and they'll move far away from each other. So if we see the direction of magnetic field lines, then you can say, see, for this magnet, the magnetic field lines would be like this, from North Pole to the South Pole. Okay, this would be the direction. And yes, I have to make the arrows to signify the direction. So magnetic field lines, they move away from the North Pole as we have seen, and they move towards the South Pole. And if I draw the direction of magnetic field lines in a similar manner for the second, then you can see here, for the second magnet also, they'll be moving from the North Pole to the South Pole. Please make sure that, see why I am erasing this magnetic field line, because I have intersected them. So please remember, take care not to intersect two lines, okay? Because we know magnetic field lines, they never intersect each other. So we are drawing the magnetic field lines from the North Pole to the South Pole. Just please do not intersect them. Okay, and yes, not forgetting to make the directions. So the direction is away from the north and towards the south. Okay, as you can see, this would be the direction. But if I keep two similar poles, then what kind, this direction which is observed is, these magnetic field lines, they are moving towards the south pole. So this is the pattern of field lines for the first magnet, and these are moving away from the north pole. Here was your south pole, here is the north pole of the second magnet. So here you have the pattern to be like this. So you can see that this is the pattern observed when we have two unlike poles. But if I take the magnet keeping two like poles here, that is, this is my first magnet, north and south, and this is the second magnet, south and north. So what would happen for this south? The magnetic field lines move towards the south. So here also the magnetic field lines would have this direction. Here the direction of magnetic field lines would be in this manner. So here the direction of magnetic field lines are in this manner. For the next south pole, this pole, the direction is towards the south. So these are the two different patterns which we get when we are signifying the directions. Now you can see here, we also have a diagram. When we are talking about unlike poles, then the direction is, let's suppose you have one north here and you have one south here. So the direction of magnetic field lines is what? They will move away from the north towards the south. We all know this, that magnetic field lines, I told you, they move from north to south, but they move away from the north. So this is one magnet which would have a south pole also. This is our second magnet which has a north pole somewhat behind, and magnetic field lines, they move away from the north and they move towards the south. So you see the direction of magnetic field lines, these are again in the form of circle. That means they would attract each other. So unlike poles, if we are taking, then due to such direction of magnetic field lines, both these poles attract each other. But when we are taking like poles, let's suppose you have these two magnets and here you are having north and north pole. So when we are taking like or similar poles, then the magnetic field lines, the direction of magnetic field lines would be what? They would be moving away from this north, and here also they would be moving away. So what they are doing is, because both the magnetic field lines, they are moving away from north, that means the magnets are going far behind or they repel each other. So these are the two kinds of arrangements which you will get in unlike poles and the like poles when you are having two different kinds of situations. So unlike poles, because of this concentric direction, they attract each other, and the like poles, you can see the magnetic field lines are opposing one and the other. They are showing the strength of magnetic field, and both these field lines are opposing each other. That means like poles also repel each other. Okay, this is an experimental figure, and this you can have as a figure, that when we are considering only one bar magnet, then the direction is from north to the south. Okay, and inside it is from the south to north. Remember, this is the direction inside the bar magnet from south to north, and outside the bar magnet you have the direction from north to south pole. Now you are taking two bar magnets. The first one is having a north pole and the south would be behind. Here if you have one south pole, then the north would be present at the back. So the magnetic field lines, they move away from the north and they move towards the south. So this would be the direction. This is as same as we observed in this figure. Okay. Here you can also correct them. See. Here what we made is, I just signified the opposite direction. So there was certain confusion here. That is, the magnetic field lines, they are moving towards the south. So you can also draw them as we have in the diagram. That the magnetic field lines, they'll move away from the north towards the south. Okay, so the proper figure would be like this. This would be the direction of magnetic field lines. But when we are considering the similar poles, you can see that direction is towards the south. Here also their direction is towards the south. And in turn, both these directions, these are opposite. One is going in this manner, the other is going in this manner, so they are opposing each other. But here the direction is in the same manner, so this gives you a constructive or an attractive force. And here you have, because the directions are opposite here, one direction is in this manner, the other is in this manner. So because of two opposite directions, you have two kinds of opposing forces, and therefore the phenomena of repulsion is observed. Okay? So you can draw the figure in this manner, that is magnetic field lines between unlike poles are in a circular loop, whereas between like poles they oppose each other or they repel each other. Now we are moving on to the next, which is Maxwell's right hand thumb rule. So what is this rule and why it is used? This is of very importance. See, whenever we say that whenever a current is flowing through a conductor, you are taking a straight conductor, that is a straight wire, and whenever flow of current occurs through that wire, then magnetic field is produced around that wire. So we say that when current flows through, now this we are using for a straight wire or a straight conductor, okay? When current flows through a straight conductor, then magnetic field is produced. Magnetic field is produced around the conductor in form of closed loops. We all know, we have done this so many times, that this is our conductor, this is the direction of current, then magnetic field would be produced around this conductor in form of loops. Okay, and this magnetic field which is produced in the conductor, it can have two different directions. That is, this closed loop, it can either be in this manner or it can either be in this manner. This is what? This is a clockwise manner, or the magnetic field which can be produced, it can be anti-clockwise. So you can have two different directions to identify in which direction the magnetic field is produced whenever you are holding a conductor. Let's suppose this is a conductor. The current is flowing in the upward direction. So Maxwell proposed a rule which is called Maxwell's right hand thumb rule. So remember, most of the students make mistake in exams. It is a right hand thumb rule. So then why you start to use your left hand? Okay, remember right hand thumb rule, you have to use your right hand only. In exams, we are in a very hurry, and then we sort of do mistakes in simple questions also. So if you are getting, when you have a straight conductor and you have been given the direction of current and you have to find the direction of field. So this rule, it is used to find the direction of, magnetic field produced around a conductor. So magnetic field, I told you, it can have two directions. The magnetic field could be anti-clockwise magnetic field or it could be clockwise magnetic field. So let's suppose this is the conductor. Right hand thumb rule means use your right hand. Then if the direction of current flowing through the conductor is upwards, so your thumb represents the direction of current. We are considering that direction of current is upwards. So the thumb is in up direction. And now your fingers would show the direction of field. So in this condition, when this is the conductor in which current is flowing upwards, so the direction of thumb is up here, and these curved fingers, they will show you the direction of magnetic field. It means the direction of magnetic field in this manner. Let's suppose this is my conductor. This is the direction of current. So this would be, that is, the magnetic field are going inside the board, and from the back they are coming outside, because my fingers are curving in this direction. Can you see? that these fingers are going out inside the board and then coming back here, and thumb should be above only. So this is the direction of magnetic field. So if the direction of current represented by the thumb is in upward direction, that is I is in upward direction, then the magnetic field lines which would be produced, they would be in form of concentric loops. These loops would be going inside from here, that is the direction would be inside, and from the back side they are coming out. So this would be the direction, and this direction is clockwise or anti-clockwise. See, this is the direction. So this direction is what? Anti-clockwise, as you can see. This kind of direction is anti-clockwise direction. And when clockwise magnetic field would be produced? When you have a conductor, now the direction of current is below. So this is our same conductor. Now the current is flowing downwards. So thumb represents the direction of current, and magnetic field lines, this is my thumb, current is flowing downwards, so I have kept it down, and magnetic field lines are coming towards you and then they are going inside. So the curved fingers are representing the direction of magnetic field. I hope this is clear. So here, when the thumb is down, so the direction would be what? Magnetic field lines are going inside from here and they are coming back from the back side. So the direction would be again in the form of concentric loops, but the direction is, this is the direction of thumb, and magnetic fields are going inside. Inside means this is the direction of magnetic field from here, and then they are coming back outside from this. So these are coming towards you. Okay, so this would be the direction. I hope this is clear. Please do it from your right hand using the hand. Do the directions. The thumb represents direction of current. Curved finger represents the direction of magnetic field. Either it can be clockwise or it can be anti-clockwise. Just you have two different directions. And this is then shown in the figure. In exams, if you are asked right hand thumb rule, so you can write it was given by Maxwell. Isliye it is also known as Maxwell's thumb rule or Maxwell's rule. Then this rule is used to find the direction of magnetic field when you are given a straight conductor and the direction of current passing through the conductor. Magnetic field is always in the form of closed loops. It can have two different directions, clockwise or anti-clockwise, and I explained you can make this diagram with your right hand thumb rule, so you will be getting complete marks for the question. This is also again the same, that you have a conductor in which the current is flowing in upward direction. So the thumb is in upwards itself, and the curved fingers, see the curved fingers will show you the direction. So in this case, the curved fingers are coming outside from this direction. So see, these are coming outside and going inside. Okay, and if the current is flowing down, firstly you have to arrange your thumb according to the direction of current, and then the fingers like this. The fingers are going inside, so the arrow is inside, and coming outside back, so the arrow is this. So you can make the diagram and you can write the rule. So if you will write the rule, then right hand thumb rule would be what? And please remember, it is a right hand thumb rule. Do not get confused, because many students in a hurry, they know all the rules, but they use the left hand and they do the opposite or the wrong directions. Okay, so right hand thumb rule firstly remember, it is given by Maxwell, and then the statement for this rule is, if we orient our thumb in the direction of current, then the curved fingers give us the direction of magnetic field lines. Present around that conductor. And this rule, it is only used for straight conductors. Remember, straight conductors means you can be given that there is a conductor, a current is flowing. So yes, this is also a straight conductor. Straights do not mean, I do not mean that the conductor should be this to be straight. Straight means it should not be in a circular path. This should not be the conductor. It should be, its starting and ending point should be different, and it should be considered as a straight. So if this is my straight conductor in this manner, so according to the direction of current, I'll arrange my thumb, and then the magnetic field lines, what would be the direction? This is the conductor, this is the direction of current, as you can see, and magnetic field lines will go inside and they would come outside from here. So the direction would be what? These are going inside and these are coming outside. I hope this direction is clear. I'll revise it again. See, this is the position of conductor. So hold the conductor in your hand such that the thumb represents direction of current. I showed you direction of current is this. Okay. So this is my conductor which is obliquely placed, and this is the direction of current in this direction. So I am holding it in this manner. Now magnetic field lines, these are going in and then coming out. Okay, I hope this is clear. See, magnetic field lines, these are going in inner side and then they are coming again out back. So for drawing the direction of magnetic field lines, if this is the direction of current, then magnetic field lines would be in the form of circle. You should have no doubt these are in the form of concentric circles, but concentric circles, the direction is they would go in. In means like this, they are going inside and then they are coming outside from here. So this would be the direction of magnetic field lines according to the right hand thumb rule. Okay, I hope this is clear. So in our further lectures, we'll be discussing some more rules which are being given in this chapter, which is the Fleming's right hand and the left hand rule. And then we'll be discussing one more phenomenon which is known as electromagnetic induction. So before that, please do revise the concepts which are based on magnetic effects of electric current, and do remember the experiment done by Hans Christian Ørsted, and please practice the questions based on right hand thumb rule. So till then, thank you for joining today's class. If you have any sort of queries, you can contact us. Thank you.